Howdy y'all, Dean Stilley here from the official home of unofficial Grateful Dead music news. Reporting on Dead & Company Summer Tour 2022, the bands in Shoreline. Anybody that's done any kind of traveling with the Grateful Dead back in the day, we're well acquainted with Shoreline Amphitheater. Some great musical memories and moments from that place. In the summer of '91, you got they played there in May, and then they played there again in August. In August, on the 16th, you got Scarlet Victim Fire. A lot of people like that. I didn't. I don't like breaking up the classics. Threw Victim in the middle there, but it was different, unique. A lot of people liked it. It was well played. First set, Dark Star that night. You didn't see too many Dark Stars in the first set. They were doing some cool stuff, playing around with the music, and those were some great nights. One of my favorite Garcia solos on record is Death Don't Have No Mercy, '89 in Shoreline, when they busted that out prior to heading to the East Coast for the Warlock shows. They busted out the Death Don't Have No Mercy in Shoreline. During the pandemic, they had the video of that. I was so happy to see that. One of my favorite Garcia solos that exists was that Death Don't Have No Mercy at Shoreline in '89. If you're new to the music, get on Archive or YouTube or whatever and look for Death Don't Have No Mercy in '89. And Garcia, that's such a raw solo filled with emotion, and it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I love it. So that one can make me, if I need a good cry, that one can get me started. I don't need to cry much, but if I do, that solo can get me there. So anyway, let's get on to Dead & Company. A few of the same guys are playing. It's a different band, different time. They get the thing started off with St. Stephen, and St. Stephen, I'm always going to be happy to get the show started with the St. Stephen. It just makes me happy. That whole segment through William Tell and the 11 is that's just great music. Even if there's some sloppiness or hiccups in between, at least you're making mistakes or on a song that rocks and not one that sucks, so it's all acceptable to me. St. Stephen funny, for some reason my stream started populating like auto captions during the music, and I thought it was hilarious. Stephen would answer if you own a new house. I was having a ball watching some of the captions come up. Very funny. They did some very unique jams in the transition there, the segments in between, the William Tell to the 11, very unique musical pieces in there. So they get to the 11, so everybody's frantically dancing, the crowd's having a great time. He's wearing some designer sunglasses, but everybody's just loving their life here. This is a good time. For the first time in quite a while, we get a shot of Bill Walton there during the 11. Everybody's going to be happy when you see Bill. Unless you're standing behind him, you're going to be pretty happy. He's just smiling away, loving his life, sitting there jamming to the 11. It was good to see him. We all love him long time. So that was a great segment, a great way to get the show started. Shakedown Sleep is next. That one, this is funny, right? Because later in the set they did Friend of the Devil, and it's a crazy world we live in when Friend of the Devil is faster than Shakedown. That was the case. Shakedown was a little sleepy to me. Too many speed bumps on Shakedown Street for my liking. Big Railroad was like an alarm clock. They almost lost me here on East Coast time during Shakedown. That one, that almost put me to sleep. That was a musical ether rag over my face. I was fighting it off like somebody trying to fight a gangster with an ether rag off his face. I was trying to stay up. Big Railroad was the alarm clock. That was just jamming. That was a rocking time through Big Railroad. No pace-related problems there. As a matter of fact, they got to Friend of the Devil and said they had a hard time. They couldn't play slow at that point. Everything was moving downhill. Friend of the Devil had some speed on it. After that, we get to Crazy Fingers, auditory acrobatics there in Crazy Fingers. I love the things that song does. And when I'm listening, I'm like, there's something that's incredibly wonderful and interesting about what's happening here. And I'm listening, that's Mickey's hi-hat. That's Mickey's, I can hear Mickey's hi-hat. I knew right away. They didn't show it, but I knew that's Mickey's hi-hat. And later in the proceedings, I think it maybe has always been there. I don't know if it's been mic'd or in the mix or what the deal is, but several times during the night, I caught Mickey on his hi-hat. That right there to me makes all the difference in the world. In any song it's on, it's a small thing that makes a huge difference. During Crazy Fingers, the whole universe rejoices when we can hear Mickey on a hi-hat. That was outstanding. Absolutely loved it. Closed the set with Don't Ease. And listen, this is a good time. This is the vast majority of the songs from the night. This is going way back. There are, with a few exceptions, this is all 71 and earlier throughout the entire night. What a great selection of tunes, if you ask me. The second set starts, you get Deal. Once again, my ears right to Mickey's hi-hat, loving hearing that. Mayor locked and loaded. I mean, we're high-stepping. They're showing the crowd. People are dancing as hard as they can. My buddy Gary, he's the star of Screen Time last night, it seems. Showed him a bunch, and he's just having the time of his life. As you see your pals there all immersed in the action and having a blast, it makes you happy to be alive and taking this all in. Deal was absolutely ripping. You get to the Dark Star. They like the Dark Star El Paso thing. They like doing that. That was a lot of fun. Sing Me Back Home. Song of the night, you get Sing Me Back Home. Absolutely loved it. What a great tune, a great old one that never really got a whole lot of time being played. I absolutely loved that. That one, as funny, I was listening to some stuff several months ago, maybe 6 months ago, and I heard that, and I thought, God, this is just a great tune. I'd love to hear this song being played again. I brought up to O'Teal, like, I think this would be great for your band. So anyway, loved hearing Sing Me Back Home. That for me is the song of the night. And then they're going to go back into the Dark Star. And when they went back into the Dark Star, they were diving deep. That's the music started bending, and it started forcing thought through you, and started doing all kinds of crazy things with your experience. Mayor, just incredible on that. This was really just a great time with a Confusion jam, finishing off that Dark Star. Uncle John's takes us into Drums in Space. That's always good. O'Teal killing it on different segments of that. It's a new bass sounding unbelievably good. So you get Drums in Space next. So out of space, you get to Cumberland. Cumberland is just a whirlwind of musical ecstasy on these guys. It's just multiple auditory orgasm experience. This one is just good all the way through. The jams were outstanding. One of those places where you can complain about pace issues and this, that, or listen to that Cumberland. That Cumberland's got, there's nothing not to like about it if you ask me. Just a great jam out of space. Cumberland really set the stage for what was an amazing post-space segment on what I think was really an amazing show. Cumberland, as it's doing what it does, and everybody is pitching in, everybody's throwing wood on this fire, the whole band killing it. Jeff, unbelievable. John, unbelievable. Everybody's in on this thing. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, if you ever needed kind of like a soundtrack for frenetic molecules that are colliding in a petri dish, Cumberland might be the jam. I mean, it was outstanding and out of sight. Absolutely loved Cumberland. And then you get Death Don't Have No Mercy. It got off to an awkward start, and We Are Freestyles a little bit in there. As Death Don't Have No Mercy, just great jams. John, outstanding in that. Jeff taking it to the B3, that's just a good time. Sugar Mags closes things off, and the pace on Sugar Mags is great. This is just a fine way to end what I thought was a tremendous night at Shoreline. You get the whole thing, the Sugar Mags, the Sunshine Daydream. I gotta admit, in honor of Pride Month, so Weir and Sunshine Daydream, he started giving you, I tell you, I get wet when he does that. He's screaming Sunshine Daydream, and I'm loving it here in the home studio. Just a fantastic night. in Dead and Company land. They close the thing with Ripple. What better way to do that? Mickey's playing with a rainbow globe, shaking that thing, whatever the hell it is. He got new toys. This is just a great night. As far as night 2 is in the books, and for me, the first night at Shoreline was unbelievable. I hope we get to do. Shoreline is the place where you got a lot of dues back in the days, and we even with Dead and Company, we've got a couple of dues there. I hope we get one tonight. It'll be out there somewhere, but Shoreline is always a good place for it. Might be something else, but regardless, I think they're playing very good. They sound like they spent some time rehearsing, and if they didn't, then they just got it right now. This is a good stretch of music. The first 2 nights of this tour, I think, have been outstanding. I'm looking forward to another one tonight. I love you long time, and we'll talk to you soon.